Hey guys, this is your Nintendo Switch weekly wrap-up for the week of May 15th through May 21st of 2017. This week, we got a lot to cover, so let's get to it. This week, we saw 3 releases on the Switch, starting out with the typical Neo Geo fighter, which is called Galaxy Fight Universal Warriors. This one is available on the eShop for $7.99, and it runs the typical gamut of a fighting game from the Neo Geo era. Next is Thumper, which is an action rhythm game for $19.99 on the eShop, and this game is getting glowing reviews. It actually came out on the PlayStation 4 VR sometime last year, and Digital Foundry did a review on it and basically said the game is running at 1080p 60 frames per second on docked mode, 720p 60 frames per second locked on handheld mode. This game looks beautiful and I highly recommend it. The last game we saw released this week is Battle Sports Mukuru, which is only available on the Japanese eShop for $10. I won't really say much about this game. I made a video about it earlier this week, but some gameplay pop of all the 3 game modes. It's basically the equivalent of a Mario Party mini game. Moving forward to game announcements this week, we can start out with LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2, which was announced by Warner Brothers. The LEGO Group is delighted to continue stories of the legendary Marvel characters in the new LEGO adventure, says Sean McVoy, VP of Digital Game. As we look forward to bringing amazing games to the Marvel fans of all ages, we've teamed up yet again with our incredible partners at LEGO, Warner Brothers, and Interactive Entertainment, and TT Games. If you know anything about LEGO games, you know that they're quality and that they deliver. Yes, they're mainly aimed for kids, but they can still be fun. The next announcement we saw this week came to us from PD Design Studio, where they told us that Dusty Raging Fist is coming to the Switch. It's basically a beat-em-up game with 3 characters. The game description reads as follows. When the occurrence of the Dark Moon began, Dusty, Dark, and Kitsune knew something was amiss. An ancient evil from a faraway land threatens the peace of Double Bell Town. Prompted by a visit from the helpless Alaya, the trio set off to seek the Iron Knight's help. Along the way, they have to battle rogue villains, encounter ancient powers, and face the battles of their lives. Next, we got confirmation from Natsume Inc. that Harvest Moon Light of Hope is coming to the Switch. Company president Hiro Maekawa hinted that Light of Hope would be both an evolution and a return to the Harvest Moon roots. The player is out at sea looking for an adventure when a monsoon strikes and sinks their ship. After washing ashore in a small town, they assume the care of an abandoned lighthouse and are tasked to fix it. Next, we got news from developer Area 34 that Tiny Metal is coming to the Switch. This is a strategy RPG in the vein of Advance Wars. The 8 to 10 hour campaign will detail the story of Lieutenant Nathan Grice as he commands a contingency of military units in the opposition of a villainous nation called Sepang. Gameplay will consist of strategically moving units on an isometric grid, taking into account factors like terrain and unit strengths, and also weaknesses. The game is due sometime in November. Next, we got word that Yoku's Island Express from developers Villa Gorilla, which partnered with Team 17, is coming to the Switch. Yoku's Island Express is an open-world Metroidvania-style pinball adventure game that seamlessly blends platforming navigation with pinball mechanics across a large open world. We also got news from developer Smiling Buddha Games that Use Your Own Words is coming to the Switch. This is an indie party game where the gameplay is based around inputting missing words, offering clear potential for hilarity with friends and loved ones. Then we got some pretty big news from NT Creates, where they confirmed that Mighty Gumball Verst and Azure Striker Gunvolt Striker Pack are both coming to the Nintendo Switch on August 31st. This is a 60 FPS, all DLC included game from the 3DS version. It's already preloaded. HD Rumble support, screen layout redone for the Switch, HD event graphics and in-game text, adjustments to the game balance, and numerous language settings. The Azure Striker Gunvolt Striker Pack contains both Azure Striker Gunvolt and Gunvolt 2, 2 of the flagship games that originally made their way to the Nintendo 3DS. With the release in the Switch version of the Striker Pack, there's a host of new features, improvements, and bonus content that make it a complete, truly version of the Azure series Gunvolt experience. Next, we got news from D-Pad Studio that Owlboy is coming to the Nintendo Switch. This is a platform adventure Chapter game, and also a Steam darling that came out last year. Owl Boy is set in the land of the sky. Islands of the world below have been separated by a catastrophe event, and the player controls a boy named Otis, who is a member of an owl-human hybrid race of owls. When Otis' village is attacked by a band of pirates, he sets out on a journey to save it from them. Next, we got a pretty big announcement from NIS of America that Toho Kobuto V Burst Battle is coming to the Nintendo Switch on September 8th. It's a bullet hell battle game that takes place in the Toho universe. Take control of the 9 Toho characters and eliminate your opponents using bullet hell patterns, melee attack, and spell cards. Featuring ear-tingling beats for each character, you might just find yourself dancing while you play. Our last announcement comes from Frozen Byte, where they confirmed that 9 Parchments is coming to the Nintendo Switch. This is a cooperative blast 'em up in the line of Trine, where a group of dropout wizard apprentices decide to skip their training for a quick path to the 9 Parchments. As the wannabe wizards rapidly discover powerful new spells and ignore all safety aspects, it's natural that their hasty progress will result in lots of unwanted deaths. The last bit of news that we got this week was obviously the Nintendo Direct focused on ARMS. I made a video covering that earlier this week, so I'll post a link to the description below. That's all the news we're covering this week. Thank you guys for watching, and be sure to come back next week for more of the Nintendo Weekly Wrap Up. See ya.